And it's been another week. I want to talk to you guys about how characters are a conversation with the audience in the best case scenario, according to my opinion. That's a lot of disclaimers. I'm going to use the Pops characters and kind of show you how I like to create conversation using the characters in the show. Because a lot of things are plot-based, you know? There's always this MacGuffin that you have to get.
The cube. We know not where it comes from.
I know where the rabbit's foot is.
This black statuette here that all the fuss was about.
And things revolve around that. And sometimes the only conversations happen about the next thing in line to get that MacGuffin. And sometimes people are pretty good about building characters around those things. But my favorite kind of plots are not even MacGuffin based. They are simply people wanting things. Let's take our main four characters first. Now that we're coming up to the end, I'm feeling very reflective about everybody's function in the story ever since the beginning. The key is to have a bunch of personalities, these four main people, and they each want something. Two of them want to use their powers, two of them don't want to use their powers. So there's opportunity for commiseration between those two parties, as well as they all have their own reasons for wanting. Donald believes it's destiny. Sebastian thinks powers are fun. Jonas has the tragic past thing, which we don't learn about for several episodes. Virginia just wants to be normal. She wants to not have to bear the responsibility of those powers. So we see kind of what they want.
I just think our destiny's bigger than this.
We need the cure for this.
If I knew who my father was, then maybe I could understand why I am the way that I am.
Ooh, pizza. And then as the episodes go on, we either kind of further explore that want or find new facets to their characters.
If we start crime fighting regularly, it's gonna make the taco stand so much more bearable.
Bearable?
Don't.
I just want to feel normal.
That's my body. It's my body too.
You want to order pizza? And that goes on for episodes and episodes.
I don't know if you know this about yourself, but you can get like hyped up to a point where there's no talking to you.
You won't feel better until you let 3 out. I'm just not ready to.
See? You can help people.
Pizza? Yeah.
Each of those characters is telling you what they want, and that's a conversation with the audience, but they also can bounce off the other people around them based on their own perspectives, because everybody's coming from a place. If they all have wants, and they all are coming from a specific place, you can watch them bounce off each other naturally.
That gives me responsibility.
It gives you a hobby.
You're not trying to force a situation to happen. Those people wanting different things, or wanting the same thing in different ways, will automatically create tensions that create storylines around those things. And then you can come up with various other characters to kind of help them along the way. Like take Veronique, for example. She has a very specific purpose in the story.
We have this confidentiality agreement with our donors.
Have you done any more looking into who my father might be?
More than none? No.
I'll help you find your father.
I know who your father is.
There's Spike, the friend with answers.
That shared adventure could be the start of a bond between thrill seekers, and that's hot.
Oh man, I think we might want to rethink our approach here a little bit.
If I hit him, I know how to field dress him so his body meat won't spoil before we get to the butcher. It'll end the fight quickly, but you'll also be a murderer.
Damon wears it right on his sleeve, you know? Damon wants whatever the person who he's in their head wants.
I want video games, attention,
and carbs.
Everything.
He speaks about nothing but his wants and his hope to achieve them.
You're gonna recognize Damon's power.
If I say you're gonna cook my wife so we can eat her, then you're gonna cook my wife.
You just do your job. You guys better be ready to fight the Electricon.
Which brings me
to Carl and Precious.
Carl obviously started out with a very specific purpose. But that gave him a very specific purpose then to Damon.
You fix my ads and we'll find the electric psycho.
Precious has found some small business owners who claim to have run off the Electricon.
See where they go. I need an address.
And Precious, if you have Carl, who is businesslike and recognizes Damon as his boss, you should have a ridiculous character opposite him.
Julio.
Within that, you can explore other facets or have fun with them. Like, we know a certain thing about Carl based on our first interaction with him.
I fought Electricon before, and it did not go well. Guess when it comes to combat situations, I'd be best to use in an advisory capacity. And I forgot something in the car, so I'll be right back.
You want to get in on this?
Oh, definitely.
A-I-N.
In a little bit.
And that's just like a fun side conversation that you can have with the audience. Precious, since he's such a goofball, if people are like, this character is one note, he's not. We've just seen one note, so show them another note, but it has to make sense within the framing of the story that you're telling.
Previously an intern, my meteoric rise to the top of this food chain happened in one day. He made me a capo.
My mom never kept me on the floor past lunch.
Again, Platoon Power Squadron is largely about people aspiring to things. They each have aspirations in various ways. And so Precious's story ties into that aspirational storyline. Now let's talk about
Danny, Dickie, Riley, and Ricky.
These are guys who all have their own wants as well.
Money.
Respect.
I've got a career to think about.
Dickie especially had a very specific purpose.
This is not really what I signed up for.
We needed to show the other guys that Damon wasn't joking around. And then the only other character there, of the 4 guys, Ricky, is the only one who had a very specific purpose and storyline from the beginning.
Power is everything. If you don't have power, you have nothing.
Yeah, we don't need the other guys. Who wants to share the glory?
It turns out Ricky's psychotic.
I shoot this body in the head. We're the top of the food chain. Back in business and earning again.
You can kind of explore why these things are important to him, which we got to do in episode 9, Origins, which I was very pleased about because he got a lot more to do there. But there were 2 characters, just because I wanted Damon to have a bigger team, that I didn't have much of an idea about. And this is when it becomes interesting, where characters are a conversation between a writer and an actor. Riley didn't have much to do in the beginning. He didn't have much of a specific personality.
More powerful than money?
But right after we shot that scene, we shot...
Got it.
I realized who Riley was supposed to be. And we didn't have it so far represented with Ricky or Carl or Precious. He's the guy who is optimistic despite everything, wants to find his place and wants to do the best job that he can.
Feeling like you might be the most fun to teach. Thank God. Pretty sure that was gonna land on me. You got me. Good game.
This is not a game. Get back in there and actually fight.
I'm on it. Once I do become proficient with it, I'll be the obvious choice as a team leader for a stabbings division.
And I love that about Riley. That character added more to the conversation, as did Danny. Danny, again, did not have much to do when we first met him.
Should we expect more layoffs?
But he did have one line that kind of clued me into who he might be.
Maybe they time traveled here and they're from the future.
See, Chris wrote that episode. So he kind of created the foundations for all of Damon's henchmen, and then I kind of took it from there. That one line in the car made me realize that he probably was actually the one guy in the group that was kind of into what was going on. A time travel hypothesis, okay, so he's kind of a sci-fi guy, so he might be into kind of this stuff.
It's not smoke. Have you ever felt it?
No. I want to feel it. Is it cool? What does it feel like?
So then I brought that aspect into his personality, and Eric played it great. Between episode 7 and episode 8, Eric Staves, who plays Danny, was working out and bulking up a little bit more. So I just integrated that into his character.
You've been working out?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the fight episode, when Danny fights Sebastian, Staves on the night, he came to me and he pitched me, you know what, I think it would be funny if Danny, when she headbutts him, wants to kiss her. It slowed down the pacing of the fight, and I had to lose it. However, because he brought me that suggestion, that led to this entire thing in 9.
We can't do anything until we get the girl's body.
It's here. I have it.
Dead girls don't care, bro.
You're gonna get her all dirty.
Did you see how the other versions of her were wearing their hair before they kicked her asses?
So what?
You didn't think it was cute?
And I think Danny's a great character. So this is kind of character as conversation. Everybody needs to provide a role. Everybody needs to fulfill their role and bring something new to the table. Top link in the doobs is tickets to the premiere of Pops 10 at the Music Box 1 month from yesterday, which I'm very excited about. Getting lots of people who are talking about driving in. It's very exciting. Here's another couple videos if you want to check them out. That is the Pops logo. I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you then.